Chick. Today we are checking back with the Queen's Mead. Now it's been a long time since I've touched her because she's been a major pain in the royal throne, if you know what I mean. But we haven't really touched on her since July, and it's the beginning of October. But I did say I was going to leave her alone for a long time and kind of forget about her, to let her do what she needed to do, because she was stubborn. But let's check her and see. Now, she has cleared really nicely. There's still that layer of black stuff, so I probably am going to siphon her into a new clean demijohn if I don't decide to bottle her now. But let's take a look and see. The last time we looked at her, the specific gravity was 1076. So let's see how she's done, if she's done anything. There is, if you look at the gauge here, there is some pressure. Oh, I got a buggy in there too. That's why airlocks are great, because they prevent buggies from getting in. So there is some negative pressure. So I'm thinking she probably did do something. But once again, there is no Croissant line to tell me for sure. The only way I'm going to know is by doing a specific gravity. So let's go ahead and get this opened. I have not opened her since July at all. She's been, stuck in a corner, and I've just basically forgot about her. Not a very, kind of has an herbally scent to it. As soon as I opened it up, I got like this whiff of herbals scent, so maybe. Of course, everything has been sanitized in my Star San, just to let you know before we start. She's very crystal clear. Well, after 3 months, well, 2.5, something like that. It was in mid-July, so I would think something would happen. Is she floating yet? Oh, she's floating. Okay. Let me put this lid back on. It's in October, but we're still kind of on the warm side. Well, I mean, we're cool, but not hot, hot, hot. There's still bugs out, so I just want to make sure, I don't attract any. So let's see what she's done, if she's done anything at all. So she was at 1076. She's done something. Woo-hoo-hoo! She is now at 10. She's on the cusp of 1030. So I'm going to say 1030. Yeah. So 1030. Let me pour off a little bit to taste her, because I may want to imbibe some more herbal scents to her, or some, definitely no honey, but because 1030 is still kind of on the sweet side, but let's see. Now, barely any herbal smell. I can kind of smell some honey. Let's get some air on this and see if I can open this scent up a bit. Yeah, I'm not really getting a whole lot of herbal. I mean, just a little bit, but let's taste it. It does have an herbal taste, but I can't distinguish the flavors. Like I can't pick out, oh, that's rosemary, or yes, that's, whatever I had in it, thyme, or, well, maybe a little, now that I say thyme, it's like maybe it does have that thyme-ish flavor. It's kind of nice, a very muted herbal taste. It's quite nice, actually. And that little bit of honey flavor at the end. That is quite nice, actually. The Queen might have been on something. Now I have to decide if I want to infuse it with some more herbs or just let her be? I think I'm just going to let her be. You know what? I think that's what we're going to do. I think I'm actually going to bottle her today and let her age some more. I definitely need some more aging, I think. But let's take a look and see what the what her ABV is, just to kind of give me an idea. So this calculated to be about 10% ABV. So as long as it's at 10%, I think we'll be okay. It's a little bit lower than I really wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a little bit higher, but it is what it is. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bottle her. Let me taste this one more time, just to make sure I have it right in my frame of mind. Okay, let me clean up my mess, and then we will go ahead and I'm going to switch her into a clean demijohn, clean pitcher, just to make sure I get all that black stuff off. It looks like it's pretty firm, but just in case, and then we will bottle her. So let me clean this up, and we will be back in just a minute. Okay, I've got myself set up here. I've got the Queen's Mead up high, and then I've got the pitcher to receive it in. Got my auto siphon. I also brought my bottling wand and some bottles. I remembered my Clippy this time. So since the alcohol level is on the lower side, I want to be very careful because she's at that cusp where if I introduce too much oxygen, it could turn vinegar, and I don't want this to turn into vinegar. So I'm usually pretty careful. I think you have to be pretty sloppy to introduce too much oxygen for this to turn into a vinegar. But I'm going to be careful nonetheless. I also want to avoid that dark black pitchy kind of stuff. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. This was the weirdest brew ever when I brewed it, because this is the one that turned black on me. So I think it was just a chemical reaction between the herbs and the honey and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about it. Got it cleared out, but it was the weirdest thing. So let's go ahead and get this going here. Now I've got the auto siphon, and this has been sanitized as well. I'm going to clip the hose onto my pitcher. I'm going to raise this up a little bit at first. Let's see. If I had an extra pair of hands, it would be nice. Any volunteers? Nope, everybody speak up at one time. Okay, well, I guess I'm on my own again. It's okay. All right, so I'm going to pop this down in. I'm only going to go about halfway so that I don't disturb any of the bottom leaves or the, that black stuff. And I'm going to start pumping away, and we'll fill up this pitcher. There we go. And now I'm going to move this pitcher down so that gravity helps with this filling up. Okay, so I've got I did lose some, but that's okay because it started sucking up this black stuff. If you can look, see what that is? I mean, that's icky. Icky. We don't want that in our wine. So I'm okay that I've lost a little bit. I don't want that in my wine bottles, because if I was serving that with someone, or I gave that bottle as a gift, and they come down to that, they're going to go, whoo! So it's all good. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this real quick. I'm back. So we're going to put the bottling wand on the auto siphon, and basically just kind of cram this end into this end. About 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch. You don't want to do it much further because then you won't be able to get this sucker off. But you don't want this to pop off while you're bottling because that would make a huge mess. I forgot to move this out of my way too. Don't need the clip anymore. All right, so we've got that. So now that we don't have any leaves in the bottom of this pitcher, I can drop the auto siphon all the way to the bottom and get every last drop. I've got 4 bottles here. I'm hoping that's plenty. One's a little bit bigger bottle than normal, so I think it's all good. Now, when you're doing this, I've got some bubbles in this one, which is perfectly fine. If you're using the Star Sand, it's perfectly fine. It's not going to kill you or anything. I don't like it because it's, I don't know, aesthetically, it's not pleasing to me. But I can't get these out. You know, you don't want to blow in them to get the water, you know, the bubbles out. You don't want to just, you know, pour in some water because then you're just ruining the disinfecting of it. So just as a reminder, if you get some bubbles in your bottles, it's not a big deal with the Star Sand. If you're using something else, that might be different, but Star Sand, it's perfectly fine. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this stuff bottled, okay? So, let me get my auto siphon set up. I'm going to put the, can you see me? Yeah. I'm going to put this end into the bottle. This end into the pitcher, and then we're going to go ahead and pump, and then remember this had the lever thingy so that if you push down in it, it starts the flow of the liquid. If you let go of it, it stops. That way you can move from bottle to bottle without making a ginormous mess. So let's go, okay? So let's get this started. Going. There we go. Alrighty, she's filling up. Well, I managed to get 2 full bottles, and this one's about half full. So me and my handsome husband Eddie is going to be drinking this pretty soon. I'm going to put one of these away, probably for a good year to make sure it's aged. And the other one, I might crack this open in 6 months or whatever to try to see how she's tasting. So, but we'll come back to these in a little bit. I'm thinking I'm going to have to age just a little bit more. I mean, she's not bad right now. And if I chill her, she might be okay, pretty good. But I want to see what these taste like being aged a little bit. So I think the Queen Mead is done. The Queen is done and ready to retire. At least I'm ready to retire. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you look forward to the next one. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.